Hey, yeah, how's it going? It is 6:48 a.m. Central Time. Hopefully all is well. So I woke up, got myself ready for school, right? And I was trying to go out to sleep, but challenging messages were coming in last night. And how Spirit was working with me was bringing out a lot of memories, or it could even be like considered epiphanies, right? Epiphany moments for me last night. I mean, these same messages came through before, but I never put them out like in a reading, right? But I'm being guided to. Don't mind my hair. Want to sleep with it wet. Woke up as is. I mean, it's more. It was more wild. I had to clip them. Yeah, contain that, right? But what's coming through? Hopefully, all is well. And honestly, this message will mostly be for just those who it resonates with, right? It's not like at a specific zodiac sign, like, you know what I'm saying? It's more collective. So, utilize your discernment, your intuition to pinpoint the accuracy of the messages as best as possible. And it is May 19th. May 19th, Taurus energy, Leo energy, Libra energy, Virgo energy. Yeah, that's what I have there. So let's see. What's showing through in my deck is somebody's in trouble. Somebody's in trouble. So I'm hearing it. Somebody's in trouble. Okay, we have collection call coming through. Paid my dues, refocus mind, reform, love, live, laugh, listen, structure. Collection call. Okay, also true colors showing or will be. I feel like I wanted to say true colors showed. True colors showed. Hop off the tip coming through. Wand game. Hop off the tip. I believed in my craft. Believe beyond the basics. I believe beyond the basics. Yeah, life. These are all homemade cards, obviously. And opt in. Opt in. What is this one? Irresistible. Ooh la la. Opt in. Irresistible. I feel like someone's trying to have another opt out of a situation, and you're being asked to be in the situation, meaning whatever of your intent already, you are to be in your intentions, right? I feel like others are trying to over how do I say, like, overpower, so like overpower your intent. That's how it's coming through. So say if you're in a business or a college, right, and they're providing you a form of opt out form, like, where, like, what do you mean opt out? Like, who is trying to opt out if they're trying to excel in life? Who is opting out of a good deal, or who should be opting out, period? If anything, it's opting out of something that's degrading, right, or diminishing of life purpose, right? I have my baby girl shirt on. Yeah, so that's as that. I have in here showing what came through was invested in you and me and us, trust. Also, never stalling, forever balling, shifter. Yeah, never stalling, forever balling, and maps. Definitely I feel like very confident of a direction, a path to take, mapped. Like, I'm getting spatial intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, right? Naturalistic intelligence. It's very, very mapped out. Like, I'm very in tune with my surroundings, right? And then this one, this is epiphany moments. Oh yeah, this feels right. Oh yeah, this feels right. I feel like somebody else is feeling like this. If not you, viewers, then someone else is feeling like this regarding you. Okay, like, this feels right. Like, they're like epiphany moments, right? You're coming to the acknowledgement. Okay, and Boogie Don't Live Here, I'm a man now, showing through. And then soothe my soul. Soothe my soul. And if I can't recall, it never happened, miss me with that. Because I feel like someone is trying to throw someone under the bus. And then it's like, so say for example, okay, for the males, say you're involved with a film. And it could go either way, right? And someone's trying to tell your fam of that was whoever of your interest, right? Some negative stories of you, right? Or some he say, hearsay, right? He say, she say. And it's like they're just taking it in like, oh, okay, and it's not even like a judgmental factor, but they are taking into account, right? At the same time, they're just like, okay, but we were not even involved. Like, I'm not holding them accountable. Like, it's their life, at the time. That's the feel. But someone trying to say something on the sideline about someone. So this also go the opposite way, right? So fem, for someone you're invested or interested in to invest in, right? Attracted to a masculine. Someone's trying to feed in their ear, right? Yeah. City vibes. City vibes. I'm getting like there's highlights. There's gonna be new steppings. So it's new stepping grounds. So say wherever you reside, you're gonna be like exploring your location more. That's the feel. Like say if you're like just busy with work and now like you cut back on work, like like everything's still flowing. I'm feeling everything's still flowing, but it's just like you were able to like whatever. I feel like a project is completed, so then you have more time, right? So you're gonna be exploring more so your city limits. You groove as you move. Virgo came through also. You groove as you move. Virgo. So regarding your structure, so the Virgo energy, right? You groove as you move. You groove as you move. So what you said, put forth, that's what you receive, right? Okay, so what was coming through, what Spirit kept on putting on my mind were like a list of movies, and there was like more to be listed, right? I was like, that's plenty for me to speak on, right? And my point should get across with that at that. Okay, so Marcelo, there's a regarding movies. Because as a kid, I noticed the implant of others, right? I was noticing like, hey, this movie is just odd, or just like I'm a kid then, but at the same time, I was noticing like what was going on about the movies that were going around, right? And I was a kid, and they were like I was being introduced to them, right? They were exposing these type of movies to me, and I cannot even find this movie, Marcelo, and it was about a kid at a school, and the school ended up being haunted, but it was weird because I was a kid when I seen it, probably like 6 or 7, and I tried to find it like 2 or 3 times over the years. I came across it once in my teenage years, and after that I haven't found it again, but it was like more like a horror movie, and so it was like a haunted school, and it was weird because there was like a section, I don't know if it was a part of the school or just like on the school's property. There was this room, right, that had, it was like kind of like as if it was a scientist class. But it was like an older time, right? And not too old, probably like 1970-ish, around there, something like that, 1980s or something. Could be 60s, perhaps. But yeah, and so in that room there was like these jars with different like body parts, and like it was weird, like, and it was like in fluid floating, and like to keep them like in healthy condition or whatnot. It was a very strange movie, and that was what I was exposed to, and as a kid, right? And there was more to the story, and I would have to see it again, but I just can't recall the rest. But that was like stand out the most, right, to me, to remember from a kid. And it was just like the type of movies that are being inputted in kids, right? So mindfulness of that. There was a lot of weird movies going on as a kid. So look, next movie, The Crush. The Crush, my sister was like over the hills in love with that movie. Even like captivating in a sense. The movie The Crush, so where the chick, the girl, right? She's a young girl, and she ends up being like a neighbor to another. Like they recently moved to a location, become a neighbor of someone, in the movie, right? And then she ends up falling in love with him, but he's a grown man and he's not interested in her. But she's like psychopath. She's a psychopath over him. And she was doing like going out her way, like to flaunt her body, like getting tan and everything, right? Doing everything, showing off her body, bikinis, right? Different hair. She was doing different hair and different makeup, like like it was noticeable, you know what I'm saying? And she was like sitting out, lounging in view's eye, in his eye view, right? So from where his yard, he could see through her yard, or something like it was like that. But I'm getting like something like this also is going on. Like there's weird shit going on. Obviously, it's weird because they actually do that. But that's interesting how that's pulling through because I'm actually seeing someone do it. So hopefully this is not you, right? And if you're aware of someone that is of this nature, it's like, say you have a kid, be mindful of your kid and put a stop to that, right? Put a stop to that, or a niece or a nephew, you know what I'm saying? Because that's dangerous. I'm getting that's dangerous territory, right? Those type of behaviors. Okay, but that's the kind of movie I was exposed to, so I was able to see that side of people, the possibilities of people in reality. Yes, it's a movie, but at the same time, in reality, this occurs. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I noticed that at a young age how people move like that. American Pie was another movie. That movie is fucking wild. I was a teen and I was exposed to this movie, American Pie. Y'all seen American Pie? If not, go check it out. Go check out all these movies, I'll say, or try to find Marcelino. I don't know if you'll find that. Not Marcelino, Marcelo. Okay, State Trooper. It was a fucking crazy movie, right? State Trooper. There's a lot of movies that are just out of there, like unexpected. And it also, it's comedy, right? They're movies, right? We understand that. But at the same time, there is also messages or like a way to divert a path, right? Or to confuse young kids of a path, right? Or behavior, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know who was like with specifically, but these movies, I think it was like my brother and his friends that were watching it, or something like that. Him and his homeboys, right? Or or if I was at a friend's house and her siblings were watching something. Scary Movie was also coming through, and what was coming through in the movie? I mean, yes, these were funny movies. There were funny points in all these movies, right? But the Scary Movie was just some weird shit, like the restroom stall part. It was just weird, gross. I was like grossed out as a kid. I was just like, oh, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? The restroom scene, if you haven't seen it, yeah. Other shit too in the movie. But I was exposed to that weird, odd behavior at a young age, and I was just like, oh shit. Okay, we also that movie Cruel fucking Intentions. It's called Cruel Intentions. Cruel Intentions movie, and I was like, ooh, I was already like, I cancel that energy out. I cancel the Grudge energy out because also the Grudge energy was a horror movie. I used to always say like I used to say a specific saying, and then they do it in the Grudge. It was like I always say, and I catch myself saying it. I'm just like, ugh, I get like these weird vibes because then they put it in the Grudge movie. So happened to put it in the Grudge movie, right? What has come to mind? It was, I don't know, something like you know when there's a part in the movie. Watch the movie and there's like a little thing, like a saying, a phrase that the chick does. I used to do that. I just caught myself. It does not want to come to mind because I don't want to like demonstrate it. It's weird. It's like I won't demonstrate it. I'm trying to, but it just won't. Okay, Cruel Intentions movie though, where there's like her half sister. It's a half sister through marriage or some shit. Oh, it's a sister through marriage. Weird as shit, and she's like all church girl, right? Religious, Catholic or something, or Jewish or Catholic or something like that. I don't know. She had a cross, right? And the cross necklace. It was like coke in it, right? But she was like all in love with her brother and very manipulative and controlling, conniving over her brother, right? And when he fell in love, found a woman he was falling in love with, she was like so cray over her brother and doing weird shit, sabotaging him, manipulating him and everything, blackmailing him, right? Shit like that. And yeah, so something about these type of movies though, specifically because they were worded listed, let me see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 of them. Yeah, but moral of the story, mindful of the movies, look into the movies that are being presented to the younger age, right? And the messages of the movies at that, like what are they promoting, right? What are they demoting? What is their message, like their message reaches. Like, what is their intent, right? Okay, also what's coming through was friends and how they behaved. Friends wanted and flaunted. Friends wanted and flaunted. It was 14:51 on the time video lifespan going. So interesting. 14:51. There was it says some smile. Oh, not some, but smile to your face, but wanted to take your place. Smile to your face, but wanted to take your place. Chased your gifts was came through. You are lifted and significant. Bigger life goals than low vibers. Drama. Than low vibers drama. You are lifted and significant. Bigger life goal than low vibers drama. Okay. That was coming through. Oh, yes. The movie Little Nicky was coming through. Just an odd ass movie 8 and 9. And that movie Old School was coming through. And don't get me wrong, there's some funny, obviously there's some humor in these movies, you know, or something that at least stood out, right? But at the same time, it was odd movies. I'm seeing like some of the scenes, even like with the bra on the head, because they had like titties on the head, you know, and like it was just odd, like as a kid to be seeing these movies, you know. Old school is just about school too, and how people behave in school or act in school or shouldn't act even, right? It's a message. And also the movie that was coming through, oh, that's a movie too, I didn't remember, was the Queen of the Dam. And the message that been coming through with that one is a lot of individuals, the movie, right? They did not realize the depths of what they were doing going against her. Like, and I believe she even mentioned, because I only seen it once and I was young at that, when it came out, was, I believe she had called them a fool, you fool, she said, because they were so in greed, right? And jealousy and hatred, right, of her power, of her gifts, of her dominance, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't, like, intending or trying to be dominant over them. She just was a dominant being, right? Like in the movie, from what I recall. And they end up going against her, right, in that movie. And she told them, like, you are a fool. Like, she was giving to them and they were taking, right? But they wanted what she had. They didn't just want to just take. It came to a point where they didn't want to just take some from her, right? They wanted what she had, and like they plotted out to get that, right? But they didn't realize they were damned, right? She was the queen. They were damned. You know what I'm saying? She was helping them. You know what I'm saying? And it's wild, but that's how it played out. And at that, they didn't tell. I feel like they didn't tell the full story. I feel like I know the rest of the story, right? Like they brought plagues on them. They brought plagues on them. You know what I'm saying? For going against her. They didn't realize. I'm seeing the scene where they were taking blood from her. And they were taking blood from her, right? And then they wanted more and more. And she was telling them, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's interesting that all of these are movies and how behavior of others, right? Their internal energies, intents, right? Yeah. And so also what was coming through was poker face. I really watch your table plays poker face. But I put poker table. And what was coming to mind was me. I used to play a lot of online games, right? Because it just didn't work out in my schedule to be in person, going out, playing cards or pool or domino, like, you know what I'm saying, or whatnot. So what was coming through though is how individuals were watching my table. I was playing a lot of online games, so I'll play anyone that was online, right, around the world. And it was to the point where on this app specifically that I had at 7:07 a.m. Central Time, on these apps specifically that I had, they were like other people's were able to view the table that was being played, right? So there was a lot of people viewing my table, It'll say it'll show viewers, right? It wouldn't say their names though, but it definitely had the numbers, amount of people there watching the table, right? And so that was that. I ended up playing. You know what? I think it did say that a name. I ended up playing, like I was ended up requested to a table, right? So I ended up joining the table, and I could play some cards. You know what I'm saying? Put it like that. I could play some cards, and they were fucking like low handing. You know what I'm saying? And they were. I know they were all friends. I know they were all three friends, and people do that. They really do that. And these games, these apps are really like real money's involved with these apps too. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I was just earning my money, you know, my coins on there and my currency on there, and they you could also like pay for some too, you know. But yeah, they were definitely watching my hand, and because I could tell how they were playing too, you know, and they can't say I was a hand watcher. I don't know why people say like that. You're a hand watcher, or it's like watching hands, right? Like you can't count the cards, or supposedly. But it's a card game. If you're not paying attention to what's been played, like this is all spatial, this is all memory, right? Then that's on you. Like that's how you're gonna lose out on your hand. But so people say you can't, like in like for Vegas, like I believe you can't watch the cards. Like how does that happen? How does that even go when it's a game of memory game? You know what I'm saying? It's not watch the cards. It's count the cards. You can't count the cards or some shit like that. I believe it's count the cards. But yeah, that was coming through though. Poker face, poker face. I really watch your table plays poker face, poker table. A lot of individuals have a poker face. Yeah, but I'm hearing, but they don't know the case. Did I not write that down? Like that was coming down. That was coming through earlier. But they do not know the case. What's the case? What's the matter? That's interesting. So that's that. Just got a little tap on my door. Okay, so that's that. I'm just gonna get into, okay. The spirit animal. Transformation is beautiful. Butterfly energy. Scorpio energy. Butterfly spirit. 11. Scorpio, Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius energy. The passion, the completion, the cycles, right? The level, the scales, knowing the levels, correcting the scales. I feel like correcting intentions, like, you know, because of what movie's pulling out right now is the movie Queen of the Damned. You know? Yeah. Friends wanted and flaunted, like what were they doing afterwards? Like being like all like felt empowered, and you know what I'm saying. And then again, it doesn't show much after. You know what I'm saying? The end of the movie. That was at the end of the movie, right? But you know, they thought they were gonna get ahead or beyond. You know, it's 7:10 on my clock, and then it's 7:11 on this one. You know what I'm saying? Like they thought they were gonna get ahead, but they were like really were. It was completion. It was a cycle. It was an end there. Because I'm getting like they didn't know like the full involvement. Like she literally was your queen. She was there for you. You know what I'm saying? But interesting. Time for a deep dive. Introspection. 60. Time for a deep dive. Gemini season. It's a good time to reflect, right? Because Gemini, what is Gemini? The two faces, the two heads, right? The two aspects, right? Of viewing a situation, person, place, or thing, you know, analyzing. I'm getting like parental control, like, you know, symbolicness, promotions, that of that nature. Make your dreams real. Wow, I'm on 24 minutes and I'm barely getting started. Interesting. We have time for a beginner's mind. Yeah, opening yourself up to receive this truth, this message. Trust the great mystery and be playful. Serendipitous spirit. Okay, use your mind wisely. Pig spirit 47 and crossing energy. Fox spirit, think on your feet. Think on your feet. 27. Virgo energy. 11. Scorpio, Sagittarius energy. Libra energy. Gemini energy. Here. Okay. Capricorn energy. Okay. We have 65 and 56 in the reverse, like the opposite of, right? So make your dreams real. Trust the great mystery. Then we have 60 and 51, which is 6. Crossing that. Time for a deep dive. Be playful. I have 11 and 12, but I have 11 here and 11 there. And then I have 9 and 12. Double digits. We have double digits going on. I feel like other individuals are connecting the dots. Epiphany moments, right? The epiphany, oh, this feels right. This makes sense, right? You move how you groove. Opt in. Opt into truth is coming through. Somebody was in trouble, have the bone to pick. We have 4 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. Knowing the flow. Accepting the flow. Knowing the exchange. Knowing how there is to be an exchange. I feel like people don't understand how that goes. Some people don't understand how that goes. 4 of Cups. I'm hearing like you can't take more than you could give. Or it'll be wise not to take more than you could give. You know what I'm saying? So take the message how it applies for you. Fortune. But just know everything will be of a proper flow. If you're in that proper alignment, right? If you're in that exchange, if you're understanding the exchange or interested in understanding the exchange, right? The energy trade-off, how I talk on the energy trade-off, the trades, like I'm getting like the stocks and all that. I'm not so much into that, but I'm aware of it, like, you know, the bear and the bull, like, you know. So yeah. Okay. We have 5 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords, and Prince of Pentacles. There's definitely moving away, or like I was gonna say walking away, moving away, traveling out of a past energy where there was limitations and individuals were trying to use as a tool. They're trying to use as a tool and have someone pinned to a location or ideology, a job even. The Star, but you elevated out, or you're being asked to elevate out, or you're being asked to analyze the involvement. That way you're not limiting yourself, right? That you're not damning yourself, that you're not playing a fool play, like having someone like poker face on you is the feel. Friends wanted and flaunted. Oh yeah, thank you, Spirit. Because also what was coming through was how I expressed at 7:15. How I would express when I was younger to some friends, right, of someone of an interest, right? And they were literally going like, so what was coming through was smile to your face, but wanting to take your place, chase your gift. So then they were going on the low and creeping with this certain guy, right? At the time, it would be like whoever, if it was someone I had of an interest, was not talking to them, but I would tell a friend, right? Or a girl that I thought it was a friend, right? And next thing I know, I end up hearing like, oh, so-and-so, did you hear so-and-so? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, shit, for real? I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, okay, that's what's up. You know, I never tripped on that, you know what I'm saying? Because me personally, I'm not going to trip over something that's not mine or someone that's not mine. You know, I was just never in that. Like, it's not like a rejection. Like, I understood, like, how things could not be for me, you know what I'm saying? At a young age, I understood that. And so, like, I never even went at a guy, like, how do I say, never chased a guy, I never approached a guy just, like, directly, because I leave that space open for them, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I would share with some friends or associates, you know, or someone that came across, like, someone I met, right? If I was feeling a vibe as, like, a friendship vibe, if I shared with them some information, that was solely between me and them, right? But they definitely use it to their advantage. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting like they were trying to upscale, level up. So, yeah, they smiled to your face but wanted to take your place. This was coming through a message. But how Spirit was working with me is bringing my remembrance to the situation, right? So mindfulness is key. If you experience that you know, or are experiencing that, or if you're noticing like your teens or daughters or sons, they don't have to be teens, but your daughters or sons are going through something of that nature, definitely be wise to step in and provide some guidance, right? And some encouragement. I'm getting actively involved with them because they don't need to be involved with individuals like that. We have the devil energy. There's contracts. Be playful. Embryo. There's like definitely there's like growth. Like there's this like phases, stages, right? That was going on, occurring, is going on, occurring. Knowing the drive, knowing the commitments. I feel like this individual is chained up. I feel like this individual is chained. I mean, it doesn't show. It doesn't show, but you know what I'm saying? That's how I'm feeling right now. But then his face, it looks like a willingness. Something of that nature. I feel like he's chained. Interesting. Okay, what other? Okay. Ace of Swords coming to play. Definitely will be analyzing. I feel like connections will be improved. But it's like it has to be appropriate, like approaches, and like I'm getting approaches, but appropriate approaches, meaning to analyze, observe correctly, properly, right? Time for a deep dive, being playful. I feel like a lot of individuals were on a playful manner too. I mean, I'm speaking on a lot of like memories, right? Or younger. So it talks about like that young spirit, right? And playfulness and whatnot, you know. But at the same time, I feel like some target younger, the youth, right? The teens. So being actively involved, yeah, because you're not gonna know until you know it, right? Like, or you're not gonna know until you're involved, or unless you're involved. Okay, I have the main card, like so Virgo and Leo energy there, right? Controlling the pit, the mouth of the pit, controlling the pit, right? Taking control, taking charge. Because I feel like individuals were altering a fortune, right? A fortune, a direction, a way of thinking, right? Because all these different movies, weird ass movies, and there was other movies that were weird that I was exposed to. Like I feel like a lot of individuals just all up in these type of movies, right? Where around here, I don't know about you, maybe, but if so, like, you know, let me know if you can resonate with this, right? Because that definitely are inputted in our mind's eye, right? We're watching movies. What are we doing? We're sitting in front of a TV. Our mind's eye. We're watching a movie, right? We're intaking all the scenes, right? The images. And so in these movies, there was some weird shit going on. So at a young age, I was exposed to some weird shit going on. You know what I'm saying? And that's just as an example for others to take into account. You know what I'm saying? 5 of Cups, because it was definitely created a less than mentality, I'll say. Being that those images were inputted in me, don't get me wrong, I was able to remove and like discern, right, at a young age, without even realizing that's what I was actually doing. But I was like sorting, because when I was saying like, oh, this is weird, you know, I was telling myself like, oh no, like my mind's eye and my spirit was saying like, oh no, this is weird, you know, like. Yeah, 5 of Wands, but the others were conflicted and conflicting the drive. I'm getting where like there's like a system of 4 9, yeah, 721, 4 7s, and Cancerian in the world energy, a dynamic, right? They're interfering with a dynamic. So like a system, I was about to say a system, you know, a format that is in control, right? OP, and so. What does that do? It controls everything, right? So if anyone's involved with that system, they're gonna be operating through that system, right? And I'm gonna reflect that as me, right? Say I'm a system. Whatever's going through me, whoever's in my involvement, right? In my community, my family, or whatnot. Like I'm going to be reflecting those energies, right? I'm referencing that as me, right? The system, and my friends or boyfriend or girl, whatever, you know, will be like, and taking my energies that I'm inputting to them, right? So whatever they were I was inputted, being inputted elsewhere. It's like the domino effect, right? Like the waves. So yeah, that applies even now. That applies even now. Like put on the radio and listen to some songs and see what they're promoting, or music videos, see what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Don't just go off of my word. Go see for yourself. You know what I'm saying? We have the full energy. Go and see for yourself, right? The full energy. Go and look, observe for yourself. The full energy talks about like adventurous, someone's a risk taker, someone that explores without like full, like everything, full information, right? They go take off, right? But I'm pointing and connecting that to how you could go and analyze for yourself, right? Princess of Wands and the art, how the passion was being worked on or worked with or invested in, right? So if you invest it in light, you get the light is what's going through. You invest it properly, you get properly. I feel like, and everyone's accountable for that, for the kids at that. You know, everybody's accountable for that. Oh, hold on. Okay, so art and the princess. Three of Swords and the High Priestess. If you didn't see, you do now. This was coming through the disturbance or how the effects take place in situation and people now, even now. Okay, that's that. Okay, Spirit, thank you. Nine of Swords, and now it's like a thinking of the load. I feel like, yeah, now a lot of people are going to be thinking back like, oh shit. Because, well, you know what's coming to mind is mindful of how you invest in others. But it's in other words. It says mindful of the little ones because they are our future, right? They are the future. So on and so forth for every generation, right? But it's like you're accountable. What's coming to mind is in the Bible, referencing from the Bible is their blood is on your hands. Their blood is on your hands. And so all these type of images and movies and messages inputted in kids, blood is on your hands. And this also applies for music. You know what I'm saying? So how are you investing? Is it healing? Is it lively? Nine of Wands. Is it proper? Is it set up? Is it appropriate? Or the opposite of? Okay. Thank you, Spirit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Clear B. Let's see what other. Yeah, okay. What's coming to mind, because even my son had dealt with this recently. I used to go to the library when I was a kid, right? They built a library like down the street from our apartments where we were living at, right? And so we used to go and watch movies. We were like introduced to some site, like a movie site, and we watched free movies. And on that site, pop-ups will come on, like ads, right? And there was a lot of times it was porn going on. And so we were always having to exit out real quick, right? And there's a site that's going around too, or was, I think it's still going around. And even my son was going on to that site, right? To look up free movies, right? And they're like the most recent movies. But all these pop-ups are coming on, right, of porn. And my son's 11, you know, and this happened when he was 10. And 11 also. And I had to get on to him, on his ass about that, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know they're popping up. Don't be on that site. Yeah, it has free movies and whatnot. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But no, it's not worth it. And you don't understand the depths of pornography, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to explain that to him, because when people are watching pornography without realizing, and if they're, you know, masturbating or however you want to call it, pleasing themselves, then they're connected to those spirits, those porn male or female spirit, and their energies are going to affect them. So, and you know that saying, if a person like you had sex with one person, you had sex with all of them that they had sex with, right? So mindful of that. Even a lot's coming through, a lot's flowing. Yeah, mindful of that. So if you have sex with one person, just remember, like, everyone they have sex with, you have sex with them. You know what I'm saying? That's coming through. but the message about the website, you know what I'm saying? And parental, something want to come out, parental control, parental, does not want to come out. Be involved in the parental control. We have be still for analyze the structure, think about it, reflect, pray on it. Intuition, 28, and clean your space. Virgo energy, Libra, Virgo energy, Scorpio, Aries, taking action regarding the scales, the structure, and out with like the way about, like the approaches. So are you gonna be in a pattern, repeating, or repetitiveness, or you're gonna like revise, you know, because like you are what you eat. That's what I have there. It is 7:28. Take care. Peace be.